It's This Week in Freight, powered by my friends over at DAT. If you want your lane broken down on this show, you guys, all I need you to do is email my team, podcast@thefreightcoach.com. I need a shipping city, delivery city, and trailer type. We do dry van, reefer, and flatbed. And most importantly, you guys, all I am here to do is help you guys read the lanes, right? We got to find that stability out there in the market. So today's flatbed, we got Bakersfield, California to Boise, Idaho. As you can see, there was an exponential spike in this rate. And, with one of these things, and again, like us being such a heavy flatbed broker out there, we move a lot of freight out of this geographic area. So this was even fuel back in March. We started seeing tightening in capacity in about around February. And a lot of it had to do with what the state of California did by removing like some 14,000 CDLs from the market at that time. And it kind of hasn't recovered out there from a consistency standpoint. And this aligns with the data, right? You're seeing this, and then there's that massive spike in April. And that aligns with everything that we've seen out of the Southwest here, primarily going up into the Wyoming, Montana, Idaho region. There's just a lot of deadhead that is incorporated with that to come out of there. There's not a ton of freight even in the Boise market. A lot of them are going to have to deadhead out of there to get any freight. You got to bake that into your head haul pricing when you're going out there and covering any of that freight. And you can see it right now. I mean, it's up to $4,500 on 800 miles. So that's quite a good rate per mile average out there. But if you break out the operating costs, they're higher out in California. I mean, diesel, depending on where you're filling up, it's like some $7 a gallon and stuff like that. So it looks like a great paper rate, but when you remove operating expenses, there's a big chunk of their profits that are taken out at that time. And, again, so it's like when you're reading these markets, you guys, you got to be very aware of where this freight is heading into. And then what is that deadhead looking like to come out of that market? Because you see, if you've moved freight out west, Bakersfield is a pretty big area for moving freight. Boise, that's a recognizable city name. You'd think, oh, this can't be that bad for capacity, but you got to look at that outbound market. All right. So going into Boise, like I had mentioned, they could be sitting for 2 days, 3 days if they don't want a deadhead before they find a load. And it depends. It might be putting them into a market that they don't even want to go into, but they have to just to get out of Boise. So those costs are all factored in, especially right now, because right now is prime flatbed season, you guys. This is the busiest time of year to be moving anything via flatbed, step deck, Conestoga. I think this lane, we're looking at, 4,400 right now on 800 miles. I wouldn't be surprised if you see a 5 in front of that by next month. And I'm not even saying that to joke and have you guys price your way out of it. I'm just being very, very blunt. This lane in particular and other lanes out of this area are only going to get more expensive. Okay. We have just seen a lot of our carriers that were running out into the Southwest have stopped running into the Southwest, primarily due to fuel, right? Like they can get a very solid rate per mile in the Midwest. So they're not sending their trucks out west anymore when it's like up to $2 a gallon more to fill up their trucks, right? You need to take all of this information and explain this into your customers. All right. If you haven't had this conversation before, you got to lay it out there, you guys. There's no easy way to tell people that unless they're willing to pay a little bit more money right now, their freight might be sitting. There's no easy way to tell them, but it needs to be said because this is going to get worse for flatbeds here coming up. All right. I'm not trying to fearmonger at the end of the day, but this lane is going to go up. You got to look at the outbound markets more than anything right now. Okay. Where is your loads heading into? And if there is any amount of deadhead that they're going to have to come out of there to find a load, it's going to be higher than what you're seeing right now. Okay. Pay attention to that as you're going in. And if you have first come, first serve, no tarps, you're going to be in a little bit better position, but the more requirements to haul your customers' freight, the higher the rate is going to be presented to you. I'm not saying you're not going to settle on less than what they're looking for, but that is just the name of the game right now in the markets, primarily in the flatbeds, especially out here in the Southwest. But that lane is Bakersfield, California to Boise, Idaho. I'd love to sit here and tell you guys, oh, it's going to be stable. I think it's going to get more expensive. So that is going to be it for this. And again, if you guys want your lane broken down on the show, email my team, podcast@thefreightcoach.com. We break it down 3 days a week.